Hi, everybody. I'm Janet Ivy. I was the eclipse consultant for the Adventure Science Center. I got hired on about 9 months before the actual eclipse in August of 2017. But I had been stamping my feet very loudly, going, "Do you guys know what's coming? Are you getting prepared? What are you doing to prepare for this event, Nashville and surrounding counties?" And the truth of it is, they had just never seen anything like this before. So it was a little bit of a hard sell. Uh, Probably about 6 months before the actual event, I attended an AAS meeting in Columbia, South Carolina. We got even more pumped and was like, we got to get this thing rolling. But when you think about Nashville, you kind of like also think about Middle Tennessee and those surrounding counties. Early estimates, well, we may get, 100,000 visitors. We might get maybe, $5 to $10 million in revenue. And then all of a sudden, this article came out 10 days prior to the eclipse. Nothing, I mean, everybody was kind of going, oh, this eclipse thing, people are finally talking about it. Montgomery County, Clarksville, Tennessee, where Fort Campbell is based, all of a sudden they had 2,700 hotel rooms entirely sold out. People were renting their homes. Campsites were all filled. By the time, like by mid-June of 2017, there was not a campsite in Tennessee that was available. And so people were like, oh, there might actually be something to this. I mean, again, Nashville proper thought maybe 100,000 visitors, maybe up to $10 million in revenue. And then what it came down to is that it's like probably closer to several million people were in Middle Tennessee, and revenue was 29.6 million in direct visitor spending, because people didn't just come for the eclipse, they came for the entire weekend. If we look at the numbers that were happening at the Adventure Science Center, now remember, this is not due to me at all. It was an entire team, but there was an earned PR value at almost $17 million. And the center itself donated thousands of eclipse glasses to area schools and Middle Tennessee schools, but they sold over 300,000 pairs of eclipse glasses. So if you're just thinking about kind of like a fundraiser for your institution, that alone, think about it. Even if you sell them for $1 a piece, that's quite an amazing revenue generator just right there. There was an eclipse festival that began on that Saturday, and truly the line just trying to buy glasses ran around for 3/4 of a mile. There were 17,000 visitors to that festival. The outside festival was free. We had over 50 vendors. You could purchase a ticket to go inside into the center. Many people opted to do that. It was, 98 degrees in the shade with probably 110 humidity index, but it was an amazing event. Over 17,000 visitors to that eclipse festival. Now, there were probably starting early that year, around that 6-month mark, we had lots of eclipse trainings. Lots of the Adventure Science Center educators were going out into the community, training teachers, training librarians, training anybody that wanted to know more about the eclipse. The Adventure Science Center also produced lots of eclipse TV segments, and almost 2 million households viewed museums' eclipse education spots during that time. We would hold stakeholder meetings, getting all the people in our city, whether that was like people from the Parks and Rec department or Homeland Security or the mayor's office or the people over at the zoo, or whomever would listen and would want to. We said, hey, please come and see about having these events. The city itself did not take on planning a huge eclipse event. They let the city itself be the event. So you had Acme Feed and Seed having an event on their rooftop with an astrophysicist. So that was not really my job, but it sort of became my mission. Like, who wants to do an event? How can I help you? Who do we need to get? The kind of like our AAA baseball team filled their stadium, had the principal investigator from the NASA Juno mission as a speaker, had lots of activities going. They saw the eclipse, they cleared the stadium, and then they played a baseball game. So Again, the zoo, we ended up getting some people over there from NASA. At the very last minute, the Grand Ole Opry called and says, hey, can we get somebody literally 2 weeks out when they start to real? And I'm going, and I'd been saying, hey, you need to plan a concert. You need to be doing this. What was another, I think, gaffe in our city was that the beautiful, amazing botanical gardens at Cheekwood Museum is like, well, we're closed on Monday. We won't be having an event. And again, I felt, in my not so humble opinion, that was short-sighted. Just put this in your tool belt. Go ahead and make your estimations about how many you think are going to come to your area, how many hotels, how much economic impact you are expecting at present, and then keep an accounting of what it actually is and what you actually do for your area, and that can be the proof to your community that yes, were all of these things that we did and all of the many meetings we had, were they worth it? And you're going to go, yes, in fact, $29.6 million worth it, as was the case in Middle Tennessee. If you have any questions for me, you can submit those to Janet at janetsplanet.com. Thanks so much.